Greetings, mortals. Join me, Dreading the Elf, in an adventure at my hometown Renaissance Festival, the Sherwood Forest Fair. After traveling just a short trip from my domicile, I prepared myself for the 2 days of medieval fun and games. I even remembered to apply my Transylvania 65000 sunblock. As a daywalker, you still have to be mindful of the sunlight's effects on your body and your soul. Saturday's attire was my usual drow elf vampire. My daughter was a dragon. We arrived at the gates on a very cool and windy day. The sun was shining, but it was colder than a witch's you-know-what. The entrance gates were remodeled this year. They had a cleaner look than I remember. So much for the old days. As you enter, the grounds are filled immediately with shops. My daughter wanted to find a cloak to wear. There is a clothing rental shop just inside the gates on the right side of the main path. For $20, she was able to rent a red cloak that matched her dragon wings. Walking through the streets, there are many shops selling trinkets, clothing, and other items. This Ren Fair is small but quaint. Sherwood always feels like home to me. We ran into some living mushrooms on one of the many paths. They were quite the attraction. There was even an orc flexing his muscles and looking for trouble. The main attraction of this Renfest has to be the jousting arena. There are many interesting characters hanging about. One of the most popular attractions is the Sky King's Birds of Prey show. On the falconry stage, bird handlers show off the impressive skills of the avis creatures. They let them fly from person to person. The flying hunters land on gloved hands with so much precision. There are many sights to see while traveling around the grounds. We even found a dragon. Imagine that. The Fairy Forest stage has a fae-filled show with very whimsical creatures. They dance, sing, and tell stories. They even like to poke fun at my vampire feeding habits.
Actually be a vampire. What? Yes, all the other fairies, I've heard them tell me this. They say, Rick Rack, you suck, you suck. So, and I've heard that vampires, they suck too. So I was like, well, we might have a lot in common, but
I was not impressed, to say the least. Elle's Fairy Garden is a personal favorite of mine. Many other fae creatures pass through on a regular basis. I always find time to do my little dancey dance and be silly in this enchanted fae sanctuary. There are many other fae traps on the grounds. Some sell wings, and some are pure fae fantasy. Many unsavory kind are also attracted to the Renaissance Festival. Jail and stockades are here to remind and punish those that get out of hand. Sherwood Keep is a wonderful example of a medieval castle. There is a large main room that has many decorations and tables. Many colorful flags and tapestries adorn the wall. This is the first time that I dared to enter the keep. I was thoroughly impressed. Knights of the Grail outside the castle have horses. Alas, they were nowhere to be found, just like your family members when you become undead. Another popular area is the food vendors and taverns. Ye Old Trip to Jerusalem Pub is the home of a band called Northern Folk. There are many shops that sell all kinds of useless or useful items, depending on your point of view. I always end up leaving with less in my pockets than when I entered. We even saw a gnome working on his crafts. We wrapped up day one by seeking out some of the rare finds around the Renaissance Festival. We even saw the most interesting minotaur. On day two, we donned our newly acquired inky cap mushroom outfits. There are many side stages where lesser performing acts try to impress the Renaissance visitor. There were many different stages with various different acts. Our favorite was the Wishing Well Sisters. Other popular attractions were the rides and the games. This giant swing was always a favorite, as well as the horseshoes, or some game close to it. You were even given a chance to ride the horses, just like back in my human days, before I became undead. It warmed my black heart to see such evil acts around the fair as well. This wishing well is always a great place to meditate. It brings me back to my old human days. The Seven Sisters Sacred Stone Circle is by far my most favorite attraction. Throughout the day, you can find people celebrating, dancing, and just hanging out around the circle. But the best thing to do here is always dancing. Alas, after dancing, it was time to eat. Robin's Kitchen Sweets is my favorite place. Not all places carry the red liquid life force that I prefer. Chicken and fries had to serve as a substitute. One of my favorite pastimes is people watching. There are all kinds of characters between fantasy, Renaissance, medieval, and all kinds of other types hanging about. It's just fun to watch them and sometimes interact. By far, the most intriguing act is the Dance Macabre. My favorite character to meet was this plague doctor. I later found out just how much he meant to me. When you see a lonely soul, go talk to them. I saw them sitting there by themselves. You never know what they are going through. They said they were trying to start a circle of spending time with others. Something told me to sit down and I started to feel better. You just might need it more than they do. I will leave you with the parade that always goes through the Sherwood Forest Fair. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more.